Welcome back to a brand new video. Today we are looking at the Gen 3 of the Creepy and Weird Pokedex series. If you don't know how it works, I will link the other videos up here somewhere so you can click on those. If you've already seen those, or if you're not interested in seeing those, basically what we do is we pick 10 Pokemon from Gen 3. They can be from any other Pokedexes, from any other games, and we pick the weirdest and creepiest entries. Sound good? Okay, so without further ado, let's start with number 10. Dustox. This entry comes from Alpha Sapphire. When Dustox flaps its wings, a fine dust is scattered all over. This dust is actually a powerful poison that will even make a pro wrestler sick. This Pokemon searches for food using its antenna-like radar. Now I know what you're thinking, not particularly scary or creepy. It's just bizarre. The fact that they list pro wrestler as the height of health. Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to step in the ring with The Undertaker, but it's just weird they choose that as like a, I don't know, it's just bizarre. So I thought we'd start at number 10 with quite a weird one. And at number 9, we've gone for Spoink with his Ruby entry. Spoink bounces around on its tail. The shock of its bouncing makes its heart pump. As a result, this Pokemon cannot afford to stop bouncing. If it stops, its heart will stop. This is one of those cases of them adding something to the Pokedex which is so over the top. Like, I'm sure in the anime somewhere we can find a Spoink stop bouncing and this doesn't happen, but it's such a terrifying thought that if you ever stop moving, your heart will stop. Coming in at number 8, I've gone for Galilee, the Mega version from Sun. The excess energy from Mega Evolution spilled over from its mouth, breaking its jaw. It spews endless blizzards. Imagine being a Galilee and someone tells you to Mega Evolve. No. Your jaw breaks. I don't know if it must return afterwards though, because he doesn't look like that when he's... So it's this constant circle of your jaw returning to normal, fixing and then breaking, and just spewing blizzards without any choice of his own. I always find it weird when Pokemon mentions like blood or attacks or breaking of bones and stuff like that, because it's such a kind and caring anime normally. So adding this kind of thing is always a shock. Coming in at number 7, we've gone for Sableye. I couldn't decide between these two, so I've gone for his Ruby entry and his Ultra Sun Mega entry. We'll start with the Ruby one. Sableye lead quiet lives deep inside caverns. They are feared, however, because these Pokemon are thought to steal spirits of people when their eyes burn with a sinister glow in the darkness. Now this one's scary for a whole host of reasons. The fact that they're almost like urban legends is, I really like that. I think Sableye itself is actually based on the urban legend. I will put up a picture of the presumed urban legend that he's based on. But just the thought of you going through a cave, maybe you're lost, maybe you're trying to find your way out, it's pitch black, and all you see is a flickering of one eye and then another as Sableye appears and steals your spirit. Now the other one was from Ultra Sun, this is his Mega version. Bathed in the energy of Mega Evolution, the gemstone on its chest expands, rips through its skin and falls out. Why is Mega Evolution so scary? First we got this guy breaking his jaw, now part of the gemstone in Sableye's body is exploding from his chest. Sure, Mega Evolution seemed cool, but is it really worth it? I can't imagine a Pokemon that would want to Mega Evolve. I may have to do a separate video on purely Mega Evolutions and Creepy Pokedex. Literally all of them have the Pokemon being maimed or deformed in some way. Coming in at number 6, I've gone for Pelipper, which sounds weird, but we've gone for his Sun entry. Its spacious beak is large enough for a small child to fit right inside. Why? Why is a child getting in there? Why? How do they know that? It's just the measurements they use. Poison powerful enough to take out a pro wrestler. A beak large enough to fit a small child. Why can't it be a beak large enough to fit a Magikarp or something in its world that it might actually eat? Coming in at number 5, I've gone for Cradily. Cradily? I'm not sure how you actually say that, but fire red and leaf green. It ensnares its prey with its 8 tentacles. It then melts the prey with a strong acid before feeding. Melts its prey? Don't really need to explain that one, do I? It wraps you in tentacles so you can't escape. It then begins to melt you with strong acid before finally eating you. I don't know if I'd rather just be eaten, honestly. Melted with strong acid. You know what? I'm going to take Pelipper. Pop me in the beak. I think that, yeah, it's just getting worse and worse. I don't want to know what 4 is. Brilliant. Number 4, we've gone for Metagross, the sun entry. It firmly pins its prey using its 4 claws and large body. You are not lifting a Metagross. The size of the thing, if it pins you, there's no escape. So it goes on to say, then the teeth in its mouth on its stomach chew the prey to bits. Imagine the size of a Metagross on you. If that doesn't crush you, it's going to crush you anyway, probably. The teeth in its mouth will chew you while you're pinned. I think the scary part about all these is it describes exactly how it's going to do it. So it describes it's going to pin you down, it's going to describe there's no way out, and then the teeth tear you apart. Pokemon are scary. Coming in at number 3, I've gone for Shedinja, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire. So we've got 2 different ones here. The first one says, Shedinja's hard body doesn't move, not even a twitch. In fact, its body appears to be merely a hollow shell. Believe that this Pokemon will steal the spirit of anyone peering into it. Which is a scary thought. It's similar to the Sableye thing, but I thought this one just was slightly scarier. In the Sableye, you do have to go bother it in its habitat. You have to go searching through caverns. This one, you might just see it. You might just see its shell left somewhere, and boom, your spirit's gone. The second one read, Shedinja is a peculiar Pokemon. It seems to appear unsought in a Pokeball after a Nincada evolves. This bizarre Pokemon is entirely immobile. It doesn't even breathe. At this point, it doesn't even sound like a Pokemon. I don't know why it was made into a Pokemon. Yeah, this one's just a hard pass for me. I can't ever see why. Like, imagine opening a Pokeball and this coming out and then losing your soul. Maybe you give a Pokeball to somebody and they do it and they lose their soul. It's just, there's so many things that could go wrong with this Pokemon. Just cross it off the Pokedex. Coming in at number 2, we've gone for Duskull. I've chosen 2 entries here because I thought both were quite weird. So the first one is from Ruby. Duskull can pass through any wall, no matter how thick it may be. Once this Pokemon chooses a target, it will doggedly pursue the intended victim until the break of dawn. This is the most horror movie-like creature, or I should say Pokemon, but at this point, he's more like Jason Voorhees. He will not stop pursuing you. At least with Duskull, there is, the break of dawn, you can escape it. Can pass through any wall, so it's just going to keep following you. There is pretty much no way to escape it. Maybe if you hop on a boat or something, but it can float anyway. It could follow you anywhere. And then Heart Gold Soul Silver says, if it finds bad children who won't listen to their parents, it will spirit them away, or so it's said. For a children's game, the Pokedex hates children. We've got children being placed in beaks. We've got children being sent to the Shadow Realm. It's just so unnecessarily... There's a lot more horror in Pokemon than you first realise. Which leads us perfectly into number 1, which I think is... I'm trying to remember some others. I think this might be the creepiest of the lot. So number 1, we've gone for Cacturn from Sapphire. If a traveller is going through a desert in the thick of night, Cacturn will follow in a ragtag group. Pokemon are biding their time, waiting for the traveller to tire and become incapable of moving. The scariest thing about horror is the unknown. And for this one, they're going to follow you until you have no power to fight back, no power to move. But that's where the Pokedex entry finishes. So you don't actually find out what they're going to do. You don't find out what their nefarious plan is. You don't find out what the end for the traveller is. But I can assure you, it's not a happy one. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you think I've missed any in the comments below. I'll be bringing Gen 4 over the next week or so. So make sure you subscribe for that if you want to see it. And I will catch you in the next one.